The rain never stops in Neo Gotham. It just changes tempo. Sometimes it falls like a slow, sorrowful melody, washing over the gargoyles and the steel towers. Sometimes it strikes like a hammer. High above the sprawling, neon-lit labyrinth, Batman sits perfectly still. His armored cowl deflects the storm, but nothing can deflect the weight of the city. Beneath Wayne Manor, in the cold, reflective surfaces of the Batcave, Bruce Wayne stares into the mirror. The scars tell a story of 1,000 nights of violence. He strikes the training dummy until his knuckles bleed, the wet impacts echoing in the hollow earth. But physical pain is just a distraction. In the quiet moments, the memory always returns. Crime Alley, the broken street lamp, the scattered pearls catching the light on the wet pavement, the muffled cry of a child that fades too quickly in the dark. He puts the cowl back on. The computer terminal screams with data, mugshots, and maps, but his mind is elsewhere. He walks slowly past the glass memorial case, the tattered Robin costume, a haunting reminder of the cost of this war. He launches himself into the stormy night sky, a shadow against the massive, cloud-covered moon. From high above, he watches a family walking safely together under an umbrella. He remains completely hidden in deep shadow, isolated from their warmth. The neon signs flash across his mask, half in light, half in total darkness. The rain runs down like tears, but his jaw remains clenched tight. He stands tall on the highest lightning rod of Wayne Tower, his cape fully spread against the raging storm as lightning strikes in the distance. In the dimly lit medical bay, he slowly stitches a deep cut on his own shoulder with a glowing medical laser. His face shows zero emotion. In the armory, his gauntlet hands move with terrifying, robotic precision, loading explosive batarangs into his golden utility belt. He stands on a jagged cliffside overlooking the Gothic Arkham Asylum, staring down at the glowing, barred windows where the maniacal laughter blends with the howling wind. Back at the console, he stares unblinking at a spinning hologram of the Joker's smiling face. The sickly green and purple light violently illuminates his stoic expression. A glowing blue hologram of Superman floats in the air, offering a friendly, heroic smile. Bruce stares from the pitch-black shadows before pressing a heavy red button to reject the call. He doesn't need friends. He needs focus. In a filthy, rain-soaked alleyway, a corrupt officer nervously counts dirty money under a flickering street lamp. High above on the fire escape, glowing white lenses ignite in the darkness, silently watching the betrayal. Crouched beside a demonic stone gargoyle on Gotham Cathedral, a rare moment of peace is shattered as he violently clenches his leather gauntlet into a fist. In the deep shadows of the suit vault, Bruce stands perfectly still, staring up at the empty, massive batsuit. Its shadow stretches across the floor, completely swallowing his own. He lies wide awake in the dead center of an enormous, empty king-sized bed, staring blankly at the dark ceiling as the antique clock ticks relentlessly forward. He leaps gracefully into the glowing cockpit of the Batmobile. The heavy armored canopy violently slams shut, sealing him inside as the rear thrusters ignite into a blinding blue flame. The machine violently drifts around a tight city corner, shattering glowing puddles of water. Inside, he sits completely rigid. A holographic icon of Nightwing flashes brightly on the dashboard screen. His armored finger hovers, trembles slightly, and then forcefully presses decline to remain isolated. His mind flashes back to a ruined, smoking warehouse. A shattered, blood-stained Red Hood helmet lying on cracked concrete. He drops heavily to his knees in the darkness of the memory. He violently launches himself upward with his grapple gun, his massive black cape snapping violently in the stormy wind like demonic stuff.
Just take the shipment so we can get out of here.
He uses his optical zoom to watch a massive, illegal weapons deal happening below. He drops silently from the sky, landing heavily on a terrified thug's shoulders, instantly crushing him to the ground.
I can't
Three
see
panicked thugs blindly fire automatic weapons into the shadows.
Stop shooting!
He flawlessly dodges the bullets, appearing instantly behind the last thug, his cape wrapping around the man like a nightmare. Victorious amidst a pile of unconscious thugs, he briefly opens a hidden mechanical compartment in his gauntlet, revealing a worn-out photograph of the entire Bat family smiling together. He slowly closes the compartment, burying the photograph again, and steps fully backward into the deepest shadows until only his glowing white lenses remain visible. He crouches on the razor-sharp spire of the towering Gotham clock tower, utterly alone against a massive, glowing, fire-covered mirror. The giant metal hands tick relentlessly forward. In the locker room, he stares down at his own trembling, bare hands. In his exhausted vision, they appear dripping with thick, dark phantom blood. He splashes freezing water on his bare, scarred face. As he looks up into the mirror, the reflection looking back is not his human face, but the terrifying, fully armored Batman cowl. He sits slumped on the cold stone floor of the trophy room. Towering high above him, the giant robotic T-Rex casts a demonic shadow that completely swallows him in seconds. In a dizzying nightmare of violence, he strikes the faces of the Riddler, Two-Face, and Bane in rapid succession. Their faces glitch and blur together. His scarred hand slowly reaches toward a single glowing white painkiller pill on the desk, then violently clenches into a tight fist, crushing it into fine powder. He glides silently through the yellow, toxic smog high above the Gotham Narrows. On the brick walls below, his cast shadow does not look human. It looks like a giant bat monster. His mind fractures. On one side, a smiling Bruce Wayne in a tuxedo shakes hands with wealthy elites. On the other, a brutal Batman holds a terrified thug by the throat. The images glitch and violently bleed into each other. He walks slowly into the deepest, pitch-black caverns beneath the Batcave. Suddenly, thousands of glowing, red bat eyes aggressively snap open, completely surrounding him on all sides. He walks slowly down the grand staircase of Wayne Manor. Heavy, black blood steadily drips from his pristine white gloves, completely unnoticed by the invisible, ghostly high society guests. He drops down directly in front of the blindingly bright bat signal. His massive, dark silhouette completely blocks out the symbol of hope, turning the spotlight into a dark, terrifying eclipse over Gotham. He stares deeply into the glaring light. He slowly opens his heavily armored gauntlet. A single, glowing white pearl from his mother's necklace rests on the black Kevlar. He violently crushes it into fine white dust, letting the fierce storm wind carry it away. He violently turns his back on the glowing bat signal and walks purposefully toward the pitch-black edge of the roof. He dives head first off the roof, plummeting like a dark, aerodynamic missile through the neon-lit rain. He violently snaps his arms outward, his cape transforming into a massive bat glider. He soars aggressively over the gridlocked traffic below like a predator. In a claustrophobic alleyway, a terrified mugger corners a helpless civilian. Batman lands completely silently in the deep background shadows. The mugger slowly turns around in pure, trembling terror. The massive, horned shadow completely engulfs the criminal, rising up from the ground like a physical nightmare. He strikes with blinding speed, wrapping his heavy cape around the mugger's face and aggressively slamming him into a brick wall. The saved civilian looks up with trembling gratitude, but Batman is already completely gone. Only a razor-sharp batarang remains embedded deep in the ground. He crouches silently on the highest, most dangerous stone gargoyle of Gotham Cathedral, fully embracing his eternal isolation. A massive, blinding fork of lightning illuminates his unbroken silhouette as he watches over his cursed city, completely alone.